So, do you think Hwal should trust Sun-un or should he trust the bad Bulgasal? If you ask me, I want to say Hwal should trust Sun-un. Just because as of right now, everything that she's been accused of, it turns out she didn't do it, right? Just like we just found out about the fire. They thought her, in the past, is the one who burned down that house, and her family and the neighbors died. But we found out she didn't do it. So to me, I would trust Sun-un. Do you agree? Let's discuss. Hello, good people. Thanks for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Anne. And on my channel, I review foreign shows. You know what I usually say, right? We travel around the world sitting on our couches. How fun is that? You never know which country we're going to end up next. Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign international content. So if it's Sunday, it is Bulgasal. I have been reviewing this series from South Korea called Bulgasal. We're getting 2 episodes every week, and today I'm back to review episodes 7 and 8. If you're watching, please join us. Let's have an excellent discussion, because this is one complicated story, right? Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's go back to episode 7. So in episode 7, we did find out that boy with the blonde hair, he's working with the bad Bulgasal. However, it seems like he's being used, right? We did learn that he grew up in an orphanage, and obviously he knows about it, and it seems like he's taking advantage of him. So I hope he's still on the good side and he's just being used and he doesn't turn out to be somebody evil, right? And like I said before, I believe, and I think we saw a little preview next week, it seems like they're going to tell us more about him. And my prediction is that he was Hwal's son who got reincarnated, right? That's what I'm thinking. Just because they've done so many things to make us feel like the way he holds on to Hwal, it's like that father-son relationship. And then the way he relates to Seo-ho's character, who, if you remember, 600 years ago was his mother. They are so close, that would only be the natural progression, right? And then the other thing I loved about episode 7 is when the detective takes Seo-ho's character, who is Sun-un's sister, to the hospital to get that concussion checked. And then he finds out that she is pregnant, and he's like, oh my gosh. And I love how he was giving her father advice, like, you should just not date people who just look good. You need to have somebody who takes care of you, you know? Just the way he loves her. And then the next time he shows up, he brings her meat. Like, she needs to eat well. She is pregnant. Oh, I love that whole father-daughter relationship. And then we also found out that witch lady slash shaman, if you will, she was the little girl in the fire in the house, right? Interesting. And has no memory. And that's why Hwal and her are very close. It's almost a mother and son relationship. Very interesting. And then I love, like in episode 8, where now they've cleaned the house, they have furniture, they have food. It's become a home, right? They're hanging laundry. I mean, and they're all living in there. I'm like, oh my God, what a family reunion. Everybody is there. It's just so nice to see that. And then obviously in episode 8, we also saw that story of that guy who's always drunk with the son, who happened to be the husband of the detective's partner, who died when they were doing the investigation. and they said that she committed suicide, which was kind of sad. And then when he takes the guy, he actually looks like his father from 600 years ago. And what was sad to find out is that the same story is repeating itself again. The same curse is repeating itself again because this father is blaming the son for the mother committing suicide. And I loved how he was like, look, the boy had nothing to do with it. The boy was innocent, was just born into this situation, which he can relate because that's what happened to him 600 years ago when he was bad luck and his father abandoned him. And then now this guy who's reincarnated, who looks just like his dad from, in the past, is doing the same exact thing. Whew, that was tough and hurtful. And the boy hearing him, sticking up for him, like, look, it's not the boy's mistake. He was just born into this situation. And the boy was outside crying. Oh, that was so touching. I wanted him to just grab the boy and be like, you know what, come live with us in that nice house. Like, leave your crazy father, your drunk father. But he left him there and I was like, oh, take the boy with you, right? So that was interesting. And then obviously now we're here and we see the bad Bulgasal is really like, wow, Hwal, you've become a sympathizer with Sun-un. And let's be honest, Sun-un is growing on Hwal, right? Because he's seeing her being innocent and saying, obviously I have no memory. I can't believe I did these horrible things that I'm being accused of. And then Hwal is like confused, like, why are you empathetic? I want to hate you, but you're being a good person, right? And then that part where he carries her on the shoulder and she keeps on calling him, hey, and he's like, look, my name is Dan Hwal. Okay, please call me by my name. I thought, oh my God, they're getting closer and closer. And then where she apologizes when they're standing in the rain, I'm like, oh wow, Sun-un is definitely growing in Hwal, and Hwal is starting to like have a feeling of like empathy or care for her, and it's hard for him to hate her, and hence why he's like, Bulgasal, the bad Bulgasal is like, look, she's the bad one, and you look like now you're listening to her. Like, did you forget what she did to our families a long time ago? And then obviously she's like, wait, I'm finding out what you're accusing me of, I didn't do, right? So that's why I'm just saying my money is gonna be on Sun-un's story is probably the correct one. She's the good one and not the bad Bulgasal. Now, the story is still pretty much going on, so who knows, maybe she is a bad one. Or my other prediction is it was her other twin sister who was the bad one with the scar. She's the one who did all the bad things. And then she, being the other twin, she didn't do it. So she's an innocent party. But then the question becomes, does she get blamed for what her twin sister did? Oh my God, like, such a complicated story, but I am here for it. I want to know how it all wraps up and comes together. Let me know down below what you think. What is your prediction? Do you still like the show? And please join me again next week when I review episode 9 and 10. If you like my video, please do give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you again next week when I review episode 9 and 10 of Bulgasal. Deuces.